This is Al Fritsch at earthhealing.info. We are talking about pro-environment is pro-life. That seems to be self-evident to some people, but to others it is a problem. And it could be a problem that divides our country in some ways at a time when we need to be really people who are collaborating to the greatest degree possible in order to save our wounded earth. And so in order to enhance that qualification of togetherness, which we all need so much today, we are presenting this as an example of something that we should be thinking about. Think and reflect upon it. Pro-life and also pro-environment. There are people who deny the environment in some ways. They deny it, or they want to postpone, or they say that human beings didn't really have a large effect in it. It's something that's just naturally occurring. On the opposite, we have people who are pro-life in a degree of being against pro-choice, and therefore there's a massive division there on the abortion question, or that of suicide, assisted suicide, or that of death penalty, or peace and self in the world. In any case, we have people who are very concentrated, you might say, on one issue and omitting the other. And we're saying the two have to be together for the reason that we need to broaden our vision and our respect for each other. This dividing into divisions and partisanship is not healthy at a time which perhaps is more divided than any since prior to the Civil War and on the slavery issue. And we need to be together. And so this is one way to bring us together, is to enhance our respect for the other parties that are involved, who are different from us. We want as much togetherness as we can find. So pro-environment means that, well, we're not against, we are against pollution in any form, and people who are even those who are very restrictive as far as environment goes, they'll say, oh, I want fresh air, I want good water. So if we look at it, obviously, everyone should be pro-environment, but not all will say it. They will cater to the commercial interest who want to prolong as long as possible the fossil fuel industry. And therefore they will say, well, I'm not one of those pro-environmentalists who hug trees or wants to eat a plant substitute for a hamburger. No, they're people that want to, in some ways, consider themselves to be a little aloof from those who are strongly in favor of the environment. That group, we want to say, we need and welcome you as much as possible into our midst. We are wanting to be together. The opposite side, we see that there are people who are against pro-life because it is a faction that is opposed to their own views. We're not going to be able to change those views, not in this talk or in many others, because there will always be differences. But what we can do is get people to respect the other party. And this is a challenge that we have at this time. And none of us are for death, except for in rare cases, and we're not talking about those. None of us are for pollution, and most people are not in favor of that either, or they don't want to live near it, at least. So we know that in a general way, everyone is pro-life. Everyone is also pro-environment. When we expand life to include Earth itself, the plants, the animals, when we see this as part of our life, then suddenly we include more and more people who say that they like animals, or they grow a garden like we have here, or they will do other things that will make them show that they really are together with other people in the world in which they live. One way that we believe we should spread the word is through a bumper sticker. Now, we could be writing or doing visuals of some sort, and they help. But you know, a bumper sticker is seen by a lot of people. It's the world that makes us public. When we put it on a car and we're in congestion, areas, as most people are, and they're sitting behind someone else and their mind is sort of wandering. If they see a bumper sticker, they will at least look at it more closely. This is not one that is difficult to understand in its general way, nor does it risk to have people defame or deface it in some fashion, but rather it is a people's lampshade, you might say, that which shows the light and not put it under a bushel basket. It is a public way of discourse, something that is new for our world with its 200 million cars, the majority of which move on highways. So that's what we say to any of our people who give us a service or to give a grant of some sort. We say to them, please put this bumper sticker to where people can see it. It might be behind a window, but, well, is it visible? I would prefer it to be on the bumper. And then when we do this, we begin to see that it fulfills the need that we have to communicate a message. Many bumper stickers are cute, or they're very humorous. But this one is a serious one, and that's needed too, to think about it. Think about this. Converse is also effective, and it could have been used. And that was that it could have been pro-life is poor environment, but we thought at the time, at least in our minds, that the ones that need it most at this time were not those who were loving the life, because they're beginning to see Earth is vital, but those that are really in some ways saying that they're not pro-life, but need to be, and therefore to broaden their views. Therefore we put pro-environment first, but it could have been either way. Anyway, put it on. It is something that we have to show to other people. Join us and try to tell others that we need to be together. Only through collaboration are we able to save our wounded Earth. This is Al Fritsch from earthhealing.info. Please come and visit us sometime.